it's time to graduate again. Let me just pull out my makeup and we'll get started. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, May 17th, about 8 o'clock in the morning, and today is my department graduation. So for anyone who doesn't know, big universities like Berkeley will have a campus-wide commencement where literally anybody who's graduating, regardless of what degree you're graduating with and what department you're in, so you know, we have undergrads, we have masters, we have PhDs, all graduating at the same time at the big Memorial Stadium where my first graduation was. But then because we have such a big university and there was something like 9,000 people graduating, we also will have department graduations where it's like just people graduating with a degree in anthropology. So I am getting ready to go to my department graduation. And I know I said I was going to talk a little bit about the campus-wide commencement and why it was so horrible, so I guess I'll go ahead and chat about that now. No one has any common decency, and it was really frustrating. To start off with, the event was poorly organized from the beginning, but we were supposed to start at 10 o'clock in the morning, which meant that we had to be like in the stadium sitting down by like 9:30, 9:45. At 10:45, I still wasn't in my seat. At around 11, they started commencement without us. We were literally still standing in the tunnel of the stadium trying to get to our seat. I don't know if you can hear it, but they're already singing the national anthem, which means they started without us.
Fashionably late to our own graduation.
Oh my god, I'm like a little offended, just like slightly. But you know what, it wouldn't be me and it wouldn't be a vintage academic vlog if I were not running late as per usual. At least it's a running joke to myself, because every time I'm vlogging I'm like, I'm running late to class as per usual. Listen, I know that I'm joking in that clip, but I was actually really upset at the fact that they hadn't given us enough time to get to our seats and sit down and actually, you know, participate in graduation. So that sucked. I was mad about that. I didn't get to hear any of what the speaker said except for like 2 people. And then once we're all inside, we're sitting down, they're speaking, they're giving their speeches about whatever. Halfway through, all the students just kind of stand up and start milling around. Like the keynote speaker is standing there giving his speech, and half the students who are sitting on the field and half the students who are sitting in the stadium just get up and start wandering around, taking photos, talking to each other, finding their family members, absolutely not paying attention to the keynote speaker whatsoever. And it was just really frustrating and really disrespectful. Like I started getting mad. Like to the point that I was like, okay, well, no one else is paying attention. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna dip because I forgot to eat that morning and I was not feeling well. I was gonna pass out. And it was so bad that even like the guests that I brought commented on it and were like, is it always like this? Is it always this bad? And I'm like, that's a great question. I wouldn't know. The answer is no, it is not always this bad. In fact, it was so bad that we made news headlines. But that's okay, because I have the department graduation, which means that I get to have a take 2, and hopefully this one will go much better because it is much smaller. We only have a couple hundred people in the department, so I don't think that there's going to be a very big crowd of people there. This is the one that I invited all my friends to. So my friend Zoe from community college, who goes to UC Davis, is coming. My best friend Emily, who I met in the 7th grade, is coming. My mom is gonna make it to this one because my mom was sick over the weekend. James is here, and we have a surprise guest. Kaylin is here because Kaylin, the lovely, beautiful, perfect human being that she is, got on a plane and flew from the East Coast to the West Coast just to be here for my graduation. It surprised me too. Like, I had no idea that this was happening, so I'm very excited about that. I'm also excited because I've gotten to wear like 4 different dresses for this whole like graduating college thing, and I'm wearing a different one today, so get to actually take my vintage dresses out for a spin. Anyways, I need to be ready in approximately 45 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do my makeup. I think I hear James coming up.
Love the outfit choice.
You like it?
Yeah.
I thought it went well with the gold.
Cutie pie.
Oh. Yay, thank you. I will actually eat food this time instead of passing out like last time. I was telling the people of YouTube about how awful graduation was, but is there anything that you want to comment on?
I have never seen such unprofessionalism for such a highly held academic institution.
The glimpsed fighting words love.
You were there? Am I wrong?
No, not in the slightest. Alright, I'm gonna keep getting ready. Okay, so Kaylin is here. She is downstairs. She's going to drive with me to the parking garage. James is going to walk over. This is the dress I'm gonna be wearing. I love this dress and I never get to wear it. So I've just got the pearls on that my mama gave me and just a little bit of simple Ana Luisa jewelry. And yeah, I'm gonna pin my hair up in the car and she's ready. Ta-da! Okay, I actually gotta go now because Kaylin's texting me. Bye! I really meant it when I said I was glad that I got to have an anthropology department graduation because this was finally my opportunity to get to celebrate with my closest friends and family my accomplishment of graduating from UC Berkeley with honors. This graduation was held in the Hertz Hall of the Music Department, which was absolutely gorgeous. The speakers were amazing, and it was overall just a perfect graduation ceremony. There's me! We also got to watch the master's and doctoral students get hooded during the ceremony, which was awesome, and I know it made Kaylin cry a little bit, so I really enjoyed watching that. And then it was my turn.
Your tassels from left to right.
After the ceremony, I took all my friends and family who came to the top of the campanile so I could show them campus and all the reasons why I fell in love with Berkeley. We also spent some time walking around the campus and walking around town, getting boba, and just generally having a good time hanging out with each other. We ended the day by opening my graduation gift, which was a joint effort between James and Kaylin, so now I have a brand new MacBook to play with, and yeah, it was a perfect day. Ta-da! So, I graduated college. That small, scared, directionless 18-year-old, fresh out of high school who failed her way through her classes and had completely written off college as an option, is sitting here today, 8 long years later of struggle, confusion, heartache, but also determination, love, happiness, friendship, and change, graduating from one of the top universities in my country. When I sit down to think about it, I still don't really believe that it actually happened. For so long, I've felt like I've been chasing this unreachable, unattainable goal that is graduation. It felt impossible at times. When I was in community college with no idea what I was doing, when I decided to transfer and I started working really hard at attaining that goal, and when I finally transferred to Berkeley with all the hope that it would lead to something amazing. It all felt like taking just tiny, minuscule steps toward an unimaginable future, and graduation still just felt a little bit out of reach. I thought about dropping out at times because of how hard it was. But I also thought about staying for another semester because of how much I loved it and how badly I didn't want to say goodbye. But now I am saying goodbye. And though goodbyes are hard, they're not always bad. I know that UC Berkeley has given me everything that it could and more. I've made incredible friendships. I've done research. I've met amazing professors. I've learned all the ways that anthropology can be meaningful and impactful to this world. I've studied in beautiful libraries, and I've spent warm afternoons reading books on the Glade, all in the middle of an absolutely gorgeous campus. I've stayed up late with friends during finals week, and I've snuck food into study rooms we definitely weren't supposed to have. I hosted get-togethers in my first solo apartment. I learned what next steps I wanted to take in terms of my education and my career. I even got engaged. So to say goodbye does not mean that I'm going to forget all of these meaningful moments in my life. When I say goodbye, what I really mean is thank you. Thank you, Berkeley, and of course to everyone who's watching this video right now. Without this channel, I wouldn't have all these memories to hold on to go back to look on when I'm sad or lonely or simply feeling nostalgic. And of course, thank you to Berkeley for giving me one of the best experiences of my life and for helping me turn the page to a new chapter that I didn't think I'd ever get to read. Moving on is scary, but I know my time at Berkeley has made me ready, and I really can't wait to share what happens next, even though I'm a little bit terrified. So I just want to say goodbye, thank you, and of course, go Bears. I'm also really impressed I managed not to cry during this video.